Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to those great millstone where I learned this truth, and also to the Holy elect that is scattered abroad. I'd like to say shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is, the enemy is getting ready to strike. So I'd like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the enemy is getting ready to come down with great wrath, and that about getting ready to afflict, getting ready to attack, getting ready to come down to smite. And that about it, that enemy is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So everything is set. The stage is set. The RFD microchip, it is here. World War III, it is here. The beginning of sorrow, it is here. A lot of things are in place, and that is about it. The Lord is moving the chess pieces around. He's constantly visiting the earth that he created, and also he's pouring out his spirit on all flesh. A lot of people are prophesying about America getting destroyed, which in fact is AKA Babylon the Great. A lot of things are happening. Ezekiel chapter 38 is jumping off the page. Jeremiah chapter 50 and 51 are constantly coming to life, and that is about in Revelation chapter 13 verses 16 through 18 is here. It's at the door, and that is about that. The devil is knowing that he has just a short time, the so-called white man. So he's getting ready to strike that old serpent that was in the garden. Back in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1, he was most subtle than any beast of the field. He's getting ready to show up and show out. And also the Lord is getting ready to show up and show out. So that is about it. The title of the day's lesson, once again, is the enemy is getting ready to strike. So we get started in the book of Isaiah chapter 59. We'll start up at verse 19. And it reads, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." So when the enemy strike, the Lord is getting ready to lift up that right hand, which in fact, that spiritual power. And everybody is that, we fear the Lord from the west. And what's in the west, it's the bulk of Israel, and AKA Babylon the Great. And everybody, we're fearing the Lord. We're constantly sighing and crying, constantly warning, This is the quiet before the storm. And everybody, the enemy will come in all of a sudden. And everybody, when he do, the Lord is getting ready to strike. They're going to strike, and the Lord is going to strike back. And everybody, we cannot wait. And everybody's that, a lot of things getting ready to be revealed, and that about it, whether you believe or whether you are a true believer, and that about it, we're in the end time, real time, and that about it, Bible prophets are constantly rolling or just jumping off the pages, and that about it, we knowing that we're very close. We're seeing that our salvation is very close than we yet believe. We knowing that the enemy is getting ready to strike. So everything is set. The stage is set. So it's just a matter of time. We're waiting on that RFD microchip to implement it up. And that about we knowing that he's getting ready to strike with great wrath. And that about it, that the great dear Lord is fast approaching. And that about it, we constantly warn you, it's time to repent and come back under total subjection to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So now let's open up the lesson. Let's go to Revelation chapter 6. One moment. Revelation chapter 6 and verse. So what verse I want to start up at verse 14. If I'm not mistaken. Yes. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 14. One moment. And it reads, "And there went out another horse that was red," so-called white man, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So that about it's talking about the blessing, He had, he would live by the sword, and that about he's getting ready to use that sword in a great way. And that about is that, we knowing that, we're preparing for the worst, and that about it that, we seeing that all these things are getting ready to come to pass. We seeing that great tribulation, beginning of sorrows, great mourning, great death is right upon us. We constantly warning you, and we seeing that, the enemy is getting ready to come down, and all the signs are here. We seeing that, they're talking about the new world. We seeing that they're talking about the digital ID, that wallet, so I can't just only can touch on it, because they will take your channel down, will strike you. So we're living in that time where the truth was getting ready to be pulled out of the world, because this gospel has been preached throughout the entire world. And everybody that the Lord's getting ready to lift up that right hand very soon. When they lift up that left hand, the Lord's getting ready to come down. And everybody, we cannot wait. So spiritual power is right upon us also. And also, great destruction, great death, great mourning, the one that did not heed, the one that constantly playing games, constantly in a make-believe world. And everybody that, things are getting ready to get serious. Things are getting ready to get real very soon. And everybody that, all hell is getting ready to break loose. And we constantly warn you. And everybody, the devil, the red man, which in fact is the so-called white man, he's getting ready to lose his mind. We constantly going over this over and over again, because he's getting ready to come down. A lot of people has been deceived, but the Lord said that the deceiver and the deceived is his. So we don't have anything to worry about. The Lord got everything on lock. So the enemy is getting ready to strike. So now, let's go to Revelation chapter 12 and 12. One moment. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knowing that he has but a short time. So the earth was given into his hand for a very short time. And everybody that, he only have a certain amount of time. And everybody, he has run out of time. He's getting very desperate. So he's getting ready to force a lot of things upon you. He want total control to make you a petrol slave forever. But it will not work. And the Lord is getting ready to take him out of the way forever. So we don't have anything to worry about. So let's get another quick precept. Let's go to let's go to Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. One moment. Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. And verse 1, Salaki. And it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Who practices it? It is Esau Edom, the one that's in the power seat. Also you can read about it in Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth was given in the hands of the wicked, but only for a short time. That short season is now. You also can read about it in Revelation chapter 20, and it tell you that he will be loose for a little season. That little season is now. And that's about it, that you seeing all the pieces are coming together. They're constantly talking about the new world order, still talking about this digital ID, this cashless society. And that's about it, that he's trying to bring everyone under one rule. It's a new world order. And that's about it, that anyone that submit, that anyone that consent to and that's about it, to this mark, and that's about it, you will be totally destroyed. So that's why you must constantly roll in the Spirit each and every day. You must constantly walk in the faith each and every day. Constantly believe, constantly strengthen yourself through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because the enemy is getting ready to strike, and that enemy is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks. And also these heathen nations, they're constantly bucking up, constantly raising to be the next superpower, but they all are in for a rude awakening. The Lord is getting ready to lay this place down, and that about all our enemies is getting ready to go into captivity, whether you believe it or not. So now, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter, one moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, one moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 5. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, and we'll start up at verse 1. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 1. And it reads, nevertheless, as the coming of the tokens or the signs, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Verse 2, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, all that thou hast heard long ago. So that everybody, that it's coming upon a time that a lot of our people and a lot of these unbelievers, all this wickedness, a lot of people are getting ready to be taken in a great number. We constantly warn the enemy is getting ready to strike. We constantly warn you left and right. We telling you that AKA Babylon the Great is getting ready to be attacked. Getting ready to be invaded. A lot of people constantly having dreams, constantly having vision. And that's about the Lord. That's the Lord pouring out his spirit on all flesh. Even though if they're a heathen nation, whatever, they beginning to see that destruction is coming. War is coming upon America's shore very soon. And everybody, it's constantly growing left and right. Left and right, and everybody, the elect, we are the only one that's standing up tall and stand on fire for Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. The enemy is getting ready to strike. So now, and also, we're seeing all the signs of the time. We're seeing this place is constantly getting more and more wicked each and every day. Every time that you turn right, just sudden death. You know what I'm saying? This is the shadow of the valley of death. And everybody, that we seeing that this place, it's not our rest. We seeing that, we are ready to get out of here. We are ready to rule. If you're not ready to rule, then you are ready to die. And everybody, we constantly warning you left and right. Only death is here. And everybody, that you can only seek salvation. Salvation is life, immortality, rulership, spiritual power. We constantly warning you left and right, but you are seeking death each and every day. The enemy is getting ready to strike. And everybody, he's getting ready to take a lot of our people in a great number. We constantly warn you, but that is about it. That 2 parts therein will be cut off and die once again. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. One moment, Matthew chapter 24, and we'll start up at verse 3. And it reads, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the signs of thy coming, and the end of the world? Verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. And that about a lot of people have been deceived. They constantly believing in all this, what this government has to offer. Trusting in the strength of Egypt, trusting in all sorts of man-made doctrine, tradition of men, all sorts of wickedness, and iniquity is constantly increasing. The Lord said that would happen. And everybody, he said, let no man deceive you. And a lot of our people have been deceived and don't even know that they have been deceived. And everybody, they're walking in great pride, and death and great destruction is right upon them. So now let's start back up. Matthew chapter 24, and we'll start back up at verse 5. And it reads, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Verse 6, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So you're gonna have a lot of people that are false prophets. They're constantly arriving. You seeing people coming with all these bugged out doctrines, saying that that everyone can be saved, saying that the Lord is not coming back. All sorts of nonsense that they're saying to you. They're saying that all just ridiculous thing. Saying all sorts of things. You're saying that the Lord's name is this and that. It's just all sorts of confusion right now. What I'm trying to say. Sorry about the rambling, but a lot of people will be deceived. So, you know what I'm saying? So, the Lord said, for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. So the enemy is getting ready to strike. So let's start back up with Matthew chapter 24, and we'll start back up at verse 6 again. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8, All these are the beginning of sorrow. So we at the beginning of sorrow. The enemy is getting ready to strike, because all these things are in place. Rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places. We hearing about pestilence, the C-19, all these different things. But now everything has quietened down, and everybody's that, he is lying and waiting. The enemy's getting ready to pounce. And everybody's there, we are watching and praying and being sober, because we know we are here. The enemy is getting ready to strike, and with great wrath. And everybody there, the Lord is getting ready to lift up that standard also. So we're living in some exciting time. And everybody, we're constantly rejoicing, because we knowing that our salvation is very close. And we yet believe the kingdom of heaven, it is at hand. So now, let's go to one moment. Let's continue. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 9. Let's start back up there. And it reads, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Verse 10, And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Verse 11, And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. Verse 12, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Verse 13, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So, a lot of people will be persecuted. A lot of people going to die for this truth. We will be the most hated person on the earth. And that about because, we love the Lord. And that about we constantly pushing the truth each and every day. You can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And that about the truth is constantly flourishing out through the four corners of the earth. And that about we will be hated. We will be killed. A lot of us, but that about in the end, that great reward is coming. The Lord said, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. So we know that the enemy is getting ready to strike. Guillotines, we see in gas chambers. We heard about all these different type of things. They would try to torture us, to try to make us, be a part of that beast system. And that about we will not bend a foe. We know that the enemy is going to strike, but the Lord is getting ready to strike back through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. So we don't have anything to worry about, but trust and believe in Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. So now, Matthew chapter 24, and we'll start back up at verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So this gospel has been preached throughout the entire world. A lot of people have heard about the truth. Great fear is falling upon the two-third, also the heathen nation. And that about it, that the enemy is getting upset. The enemy is getting riled up, but that about it, they're getting ready to strike. And that about it, the Lord is getting ready to strike on them. He's getting ready to lay their asses down. We cannot wait. You know what I'm saying? So, we getting fired up. You know what I'm saying? And that about it, we knowing that we are very close. We almost are out of here. And that about once we're waiting for him to strike, and the Lord had already got him in the trick bag. And that about the Lord is in perfect control. So rejoice, ye have it. We almost there. The victory is ours. And that about it. We almost here. So now, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. One moment. I hope you get edified by the lesson today. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. And it reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So that about that is getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? Sedition among men. That's when the enemy come in. It's all sorts of chaos, order out of chaos. And that about it. What I'm saying? They're going to invade America. It's enemies are all around us, but that is about the Lord is camping his angel around us, because he knowing that the enemy is getting ready to attack. They're getting ready to afflict. They're getting ready to come upon us. They're getting ready to try to smite, to try to eliminate us. But that is about the house of David. The Lord has had that covenant around us. We're in the secret place of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. He said he will deliver us and he will preserve us. The Lord is getting ready to return, set things back into order. So we don't have anything to worry about. The enemy is getting ready to strike. So now, let's start back up at verse 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon the neighbors, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and great tribulation. So that is about it. When all these food shortages go to happen, water is out, no food. A lot of people will get desperate. A lot of people are going to start killing, robbing, and raping. And that is about it. All sorts of madness will go on. You will be killed or be killed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will do a lot of killing. And at time they will be desperate. And that about it, they would not have the faith. You know what I'm saying? That about they don't believe. That about they want the things that's right before their eyes. And that about is that a lot of people is getting ready to die in a great number. The enemy is getting ready to strike. And that about they would not regard the lawmakers, which in fact are the government. They would not regard the police. They would not regard none that's in law. It would be a lawless time. And that about it, it would be an evil, wicked time. The enemy is getting ready to strike. And that about when he strike, the Lord is getting ready to lift up that standard. We cannot wait. We are almost out of here. So now, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, just a quick lesson through the Spirit. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, one moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and we'll start up at verse 16. 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast, for the number of his name. Verse 18, and it reads, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So the enemy is getting ready to come in like a flood. When you see that happen, you know what I'm saying? We'll not be able to buy or sell, you know what I'm saying? We'll not be able to go into this city or that city without taking, you know what, being a part of that beast system. The 5G blockchain system is getting ready to come online. The stage is set, you know, that digital wallet, that digital ID is getting ready to come to pass. And about it, either you going to be a true believer of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, or you're going to be a part of this fallen kingdom that's getting ready to, that is marked for death. And about it, you know, it's up to you. Either you choose life or you choose death. And about the enemy is getting ready to strike, and the Lord is getting ready to lift up that stand, and we cannot wait. So rejoice, ye heaven. So now, let's go to one moment. You know, and about it, we read upon that RFD microchip, which in fact is the mark of the beast. And we are very close. So they're getting ready to strike. Very close, you know, that global reset. But the global reset that what we are looking for, and that is coming, is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We cannot wait. He is coming with all glory and all power. We cannot wait. He's getting ready to set it up. So now let's go to 2nd Ezra one moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And verse, let's see where I want to start a bit. Let's start a bit verse 36. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 36. One moment. And it reads, behold, the world, Salak, verse 36 again, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it, believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So that everybody, no, don't believe in the God of this world, which in fact is so-called white man, the physical counterpart of Satan. That about, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. And that about, we knowing he's getting ready to strike with great wrath, you know, because he knowing that his time is very short. So all the plagues, they're going to be coming like a domino effect. But that is about that. We're going to trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. He will guide us. He will preserve us in that time of trouble. The enemy is getting ready to strike. So now, let's drop down to verse 68. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. And it reads, for behold, a burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. So that is about a lot of us, you know, is surrounded by the enemy, but that is about you love it, and that is about it constantly feeding things to you that, you know, that is constantly, it's wickedness, all sorts of iniquity, things that's displeasing to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, constantly into this white man Jesus, constantly believing that everyone can be saved, constantly thinking that the so-called white man can save you when you're not seeking your true power, which in fact is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. They're constantly kindling all around you. These evils are constantly growing all around you. You constantly sleeping. And the idea about it is that, you know what I'm saying, it's too late. And the idea about it is that, you know, the Lord is getting ready to return. All these different things are going on. We're seeing that the Passover has came. And the idea about it, we constantly are celebrating, you know, the feast of unleavened bread. And that about, we constantly giving reverence, you know, coming under subjection to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, even though, you know, we're in the land of our captivity, even though we're still in this flesh, but we're going to do it the best of our ability through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So a lot of us will be feed being idols. You know, you'll be in a concentration camp. You know, a lot of things are getting ready to happen on a mass level. The enemy's getting ready to strike. And a lot of people will be travailing like a woman with child, constantly crying and moaning and stuff because you did not seek the Lord. And that about is that we constantly warn you left and right. You know, he's the only one will deliver and the only one will save you. Is he dealing with you? So now, sorry to be rambling. So let's start back up at 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. You know, that lines up with Revelation chapter 13 verses 16 through 18. You know, so anyone that consent to that RFD microchip, which in fact is the mark of the beast, you will be trodden down. And that about it, you will be cut off. And that about is that you will have to to see that second death, which in fact is the lake of fire, the indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And we're constantly warning you left and right, but the enemy is getting ready to strike. And that is about it. A lot of people going to line up and, you know what I'm saying, and be deceived. It's going to bow down. And that is about it. Great death and great destruction is right upon you. And that is about it. That you must believe. And that is about, you must hear the word, must keep the faith. And that is about it. That, you know, must stay strong, because the time of trouble is coming that we have never seen before. Jacob's trouble is right upon us. We constantly warning you left and right. The clock is steady ticking, and time is running out, and the Lord is getting ready to return. So now, let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start back up at verse 70. And it reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Verse 71, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord," the elect. And I about, we fear the Lord each and every day. We constantly growing stronger and stronger. Our light is shining. Our light is lit. It's getting brighter and brighter. We are standing up for Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even though that the enemy is getting ready to come in like a flood, he's getting ready to strike, and the Lord is getting ready to strike too with that spiritual power. And that about, we cannot wait. So now, let's start back up at 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start back up at verse 72. "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Verse 73, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold is tried in the fire." So that is about, through much tribulation, we shall enter the kingdom of heaven, even though we're getting ready to go through a time that we have never seen before. You know what I'm saying? But the idea about it, that we're going to trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. He is our great deliverer. You know, and the idea about the king of the universe is getting ready to return. And the idea about it, whether they hear or whether they forbear, we understand what's getting ready to happen. You know, and the idea about the third woe come quickly. World War III has begun. We constantly warn you left and right. And that is about, the enemy is setting up and it getting ready to pounce. And that is about, the Lord is getting ready to pounce on him too. The house of David, we're standing up tall. And that is about it. The Lord is getting ready to say that, hey, the victory is already ours. You know what I'm saying? So the kingdom of heaven is within you. And that is about it. You know, it started with the word. And that is about it. The kingdom is first, it's a people, then a place. The kingdom of heaven is coming. And that is about it. We cannot wait that final rest, immortality, rulership, spiritual power is right upon me. Even though that all these type of level of difficulties is getting ready to come upon us. But in the end, you know what I'm saying? Whoo, the victory is ours. So the title of the daily lesson once again is the enemy is getting ready to strike. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekakadash. I like to say Shalom.